think that I may I? Can my signal out survive you?
What you just saw is an animation that I made with Parallax Maker. In this quick tutorial, I'll show you how I made it and also highlight the integration with the Stability AI API. Before we get started with that, let me quickly explain what Parallax Maker is all about. It's an open source program to turn images into 2.5D animations in Blender or Unreal Engine. I developed it for my own game development purposes, but decided to make it available to other artists as a tool they can use themselves. In this time-warped video, I'm quickly dividing the image into separate slices that will be placed at different depths in the scene. You can watch the other tutorial videos to get a more in-depth view of this process. Once these cards have been isolated, they need to be extended using Inpainting. By default, Parallax Maker leverages open-source stable diffusion models that run locally on your GPU. However, using the program on a laptop without a powerful GPU can be quite time-consuming. To enable a laptop-based workflow, I support the integration with API endpoints on other computers on your network, or in this case, with the API provided by Stability AI. While the API is not free, there are use cases where the increased speed and improved image quality justify paying for it. Right now, I'm leveraging the segment anything model to isolate the different elements of the image and to add them to the appropriate image slices for later animation. While the model is incredibly powerful, there are parts of this image where I need to go back to depth-based segmentation. As you can see, the process is somewhat iterative, but I'm getting close to the Inpainting phase where I'll show off the images that can be created via the Stability AI API. To enable it, I need to go to the Configuration tab and select the API from the drop-down. Before I can do that, let's head over to the Stability AI webpage and copy the API key into the clipboard. Once it's entered, I can check whether the key is valid by pressing the test button. Everything looks good, so let's start with filling out the cards. They need to be extended so that we can move the camera around in the scene without revealing areas that are empty. Let's start with the background view. I am using the Fill button to generate content for the whole card. Parallax Maker generates 3 different candidates. In this case, you'll notice some obvious borders between the original image and the Inpainting. That problem has been resolved by now. Let's try to fix the moon. The yellow square that popped up shows you the region of the image that will be used. Part of the process is trying to figure out the right prompt and other parameters such as Inpainting strength or the amount of padding and blur that is being applied. At the moment, I'm not happy with any of the results and will need to revisit this later. For now, let's process some of the other image slices and get them ready for animation. As you can see, my quick animation test in the program reveals a lot of gaps that need to be painted in. Let's fix the cliffs that are behind our cute robot. If you have watched my other tutorial videos, you'll notice that I'm currently on a robot theme. The reason for that is that I'm about to release a new EDM track called Am I AI? Part of the lyrics of that track are, "Do you think I'm a robot? I am generating teaser videos to promote the track and thought they would make good material for tutorial videos." You can tell me whether you agree or not. Now, it's back to checking the other slices. As I said, this is an iterative process. However, I believe a big benefit of this approach is the ability for a lot of art direction. Since the scene will allow arbitrary camera movement, this gives us the ability to shape our 2.5D environment exactly as we like. And magically our moon is fixed. I left out a couple more attempts at iterating, but now let's fix the other seams and make it look good. This again means going back and forth a bit and finding the patch that looks the best. This seems reasonable, so let's move on. As I have 5 different cards, we need to complete this process for at least 4 of them. The very first card with the defocused rocks I will just leave alone. The strength determines how much of the background is going to get changed, and part of the challenge here is that matching the style and completely replacing the inpainted area is in a little bit of conflict. Eventually, though, I end up with something I like. One more card left, and then we will be done with the scene and can animate it. As you can see from the test, panning left and right works well. Let's take a look at it in 3D. Some of the displacement looks a little bit off, but that can be fixed when bringing it into Unreal Engine. I have a separate video on that you can watch if you like. The one thing remaining is to upscale all cards. As the upscaling uses the Stable Diffusion model as well, we need to make sure that each card has at least a positive prompt. That's it for the scene. Let's take a look at the animation I created in Unreal.
Do you think that I'm a robot? Do you think that I'm AI?
Just a reminder, Parallax Maker is open source, and you can use it yourself to make your own animations. Enjoy!